Yeah, that went swimmingly, you know. Hello, my name is Sam Neary. I'm a real-life racer, currently racing in the GT Cup Championship, and today we're going to be doing the comparison between a real-life GT3 car, virtual GT3 car. I'm going to be going around in the virtual Team Albert Racing Mercedes-AMG GT3 and seeing how the two compare. So here we go, about to start a lap around Silverstone GP aboard the Team Albert Racing virtual Mercedes-AMG GT3. Coming through the first corner, well, starting the lap, make sure you get a good exit. Coming into Abbey corner, a little dab on the brakes at the green, off, turn it in, flat once you've turned in, and then keep it flat for the rest of this complex. Brake at the start of the curve on your left, down to second gear, 100% on the exit. This is all the loop complex. Really critical to try and get a good exit here out of this corner as you've got a really long straight coming up. Just keep it flat now, all the way before you go into Brooklands. Into fifth gear. Braking at the start of the curve on your right, about halfway down it. Down to third. Be patient. There's your apex. Into Luffield, you want to V this off to try and get a good exit. Then flat as soon as you've finished the V. Use all the green. Going into Cops, brake in between both boards, down to fourth. Flat, you always feel like you've not carried enough speed through there, and then you get track limits the next lap. So it's a bit of a weird one. Maggotts and Beckett's, everyone knows this. Leave it in fifth, turn in. Down to fourth. Then down to third. And then use as much of the track you can get away with. Back onto another long straight. You can relax now, so look around. Enjoy yourself, it's a long straight. Braking in between the curb and the board. Down to third. As soon as you slow down, back on full power in third gear. Into fourth. Brake at the start of the curb on your right. Down to second. Avoid the sausage. And then flat on the exit. And this corner is flat. And that is a lap around Silverstone GP in a Mercedes-AMG GT3.
Here you go, you're on board with me, Sam Neary, aboard the Team Albert Racing Mercedes-AMG GT3 around Silverstone GP. Going into turn one, quick dab on the brakes, throw it in and then flat. This is now flat all the way to the loop complex. Here we go, braking at the curb on the left, down to second gear, up on the inside curb, and now let the TC deal with everything. Going into the other one, down to first gear. And it's really critical to get a good exit here because you've got a really long straight coming up. This is all flat out now. And now you feel that you've got a lifetime to wait until the next corner. BRDC building on the right, thank you very much for them to help me throughout my career. Braking between the curb on the right, down to third gear. A tiny bit of understeer there, but it's not bad. And then V this corner off as much as possible to really focus on getting another exit because you've got another long straight coming up. Use all the track on the exit, use all the green. And now this is flat all the way till Cops corner. Again, look up. There you got Silverstone, so you know what track you're at, so you don't forget. Going into Cops corner, braking between the boards on the left, down to fourth, and now flat out again. And now you're going to the secrets that everyone loves around Silverstone: Maggotts, Beckett's, Chapel. First one's Maggotts, turn into the left, use the curb on the left, dab on the brakes into the right, keep speed in, down again, down to third gear, and then brake once more for Chapel. And really focus on getting your exit here. That's good enough. Going down the long straight again. You got Silverstone again, just in case you forgot. Going through that complex. Going into Stowe corner. Brake at the gravel on your left. Leave it in fifth gear. Just there. Brake down 3 gears. Not 3, into third. Power on the exit. Use as much track limit you can get away with. Now you're coming up to the end of the lap. You don't want to mess it up here. Brake at the board on the right. Down to second. Inside curb. Stab on the power, off, and now it's flat out to the line. Really don't want to mess it up here. And there you go, that is a lap around the Silverstone GP.
So I started racing back in 2017 in a BMW M3 GTR run by Team Albert Racing as well. I love that car. We raced it in multiple championships, GT Cup, Brit car and all them sort of championships, and sort of mastered my craft there. And then A year later, I stepped into the Mercedes-AMG GT3, and we've not looked back since. It's been going really well so far. We've obviously just had a win in British GT, which went really well. You know, that was really happy to be doing that. We're leading the GT Cup Championship at the minute, so it's been a crazy few years at the minute. Sort of didn't start them in a generic way. I actually started sim racing, funnily enough, back in 2015. Someone I know was preparing for a 24-hour race, and I hopped onto a sim. And since then, I spent every hour of the day on it, and so I think sims are brilliant. You know, I think there really is a place for simulators inside of real racing, working alongside. I don't think they'll ever take over, but I think as a tool to use for a driver, they are possibly the next best thing, definitely. There's obviously some differences between simulators and real life. The main one being that fear factor and that adrenaline that you get. That's sort of just missing, but you'll never get that back. But the braking points and how much speed you can carry is definitely realistic. And the tracks now, them all being laser scanned, you know, they are incredible how realistic they are. So there definitely is a place for simulators, and it's just finding that exact place now.
So that's the main big difference. But there's also the wet weather. I find is lacking a little bit at the minute in the sim racing. There's just no element of how the track changes lap to lap, and the wet lines. In real life, you really avoid the rubber line in the wet. It's one of the main things you do. Whereas in the sim, it feels like it's the same all over. There is no rubber line that you try and avoid. So I think there's still a few areas where it can improve on, but I just don't think they'll ever get that element of adrenaline that you get driving a real car. I'm next racing at Alton Park for British GT. Make sure you check it out. You can follow me on all my socials, Sam Neary Racing. You can follow Team ABBA Racing on the socials as well. And thank you very much to Traxion for having me here to do this comparison for you.